to another video. So I recently shot my Jupiter transiting through Cancer video, and I was doing some research on one of the nakshatras called Pushya. And while I couldn't figure out why I was so fixated on allergies, because we're still in the spring season, right? We don't officially go into summer solstice until the middle of June. And we've been having, people here in Dallas talk about allergies all the time. That was actually how I got into Ayurveda and being a healer and an energy worker. But I couldn't figure out why I was so fixated on it because I felt like I would talk about some of these remedies more in like the early spring and end of winter. But I guess, we all have allergies throughout the year. And so a lot of times people have allergies. I had food allergies, food intolerances, but we can have those every day, all day. But so I don't know. I've been fixated on allergies, and it turns out that part of that reason is because Jupiter is about to move into Cancer, move through Pushya starting June 18th all the way until August 18th. But honestly, we'll probably be feeling that energy before and we'll be feeling the energy afterwards because he's so expansive, right? It's like when Jupiter is in anything, but when he's in a sign, it's like he fully takes up that sign. It's not like, oh, he's just moving through this one area. And he's, not expanding himself because he is all about growth and expansion. So I wanted to just make a video. I just wanted to kind of I just felt like I needed to. I was like bursting at the seams to give a little bit more remedies. And that Jupiter video was long. There was a lot to talk about. But I just wanted to give you guys more help. Obviously, coming in for a session is an amazing way, whether virtually or in person. I always say if you believe in Wi-Fi, then you'll believe in a virtual session. Um, and sometimes the healings that I've received or given have been even more potent in the virtual realm. And so we're so lucky for the abilities to have that in technology. So I just felt like I wanted to give you some things that I do that help me and have helped me when I had bad allergies, but they also help prevent bad allergies as well. And it's stuff that I talk to so many people about. So I thought, okay, well, like I want to be able to really share and disseminate this information, especially. How Jupiter will be interacting with my chart, it's making me want to share more, right? It's making, as the great teacher, as a teacher, it's showing us what we want to teach and convey more about. So that's what the focus of this video is all about. Just to, if this is the first time maybe I'm interacting with you, my name is Tori Sachs and I'm an alignment alchemist. So I view alignment as where healing meets guidance. Because when you come in for any session with me, I'm giving you a recording that has next steps, that has guidance, that is curated, unique wisdom for you on how to move forward if you're feeling stuck or if you're just wanting, advice or inspiration. You're getting that. Like when I'm working on you, I'm getting the messages I'm receiving, I'm channeling with that oracle energy. I'm channeling and receiving exactly what your soul is telling me and then giving that to you. And so you're getting that guidance because at the end of the day, I view myself as a spiritual guide and chieftain. So it's really all about guiding you um, through whatever you're needing guidance in and meeting you where you're at in the moment. And then an alchemist because I use Eastern modalities to help, and I am blending all the modalities, the various Eastern modalities that I work with. One is astrology, one is Reiki healing. And it's a unique blend for you in that moment for you. And so that will look very different if you come in for a session subsequent sessions because you are different. We're never the same. So, that's a little bit about me. You can go to my website to learn more. But again, let's get back to these remedies. Like I said, Jupiter is making this movement into the sign of Cancer on June 1st or 2nd, depending on where you are. And then he will transition back into Leo. He'll transition into Leo, and then and then after his retrograde in 2027, he'll move back into Cancer. And so there is this energy, this Pushya energy, specifically June, I think it starts June 18th, 19th, and it's all the way until August 18th-ish. And during that time, there is with this nakshatra, there is energies of bronchitis. And so a lot of times bronchitis starts because of allergies and bronchitis. And so there's this energy, and what basically Jupiter is doing, if we look at the energetics of Chinese medicine, the lungs, the large intestine, and the skin is all connected to the metal element of grief, and is also connected to a lot of emotions. We can look at it as the manifestation of all emotions that we look at and view as not being for us, as being negative. And so they live in our lungs. But it's also a lot of times where, when I'm working with my clients, not always, we can have grief in other places, we can have emotions in other places, but it is where we are holding a lot of grief in our chests. And so, and in our lungs. And then also because Cancer is a sign about nourishment, is a sign about feeling nourished, feeling supported. We we want to, and Jupiter is kind of, if we look at the body and the body parts correlated, Jupiter could be sitting in our chest, in our heart, and what is around that is the lungs, is the bronchial. And so that is why when we are not doing our work, when we are grieving, and sometimes we have to get sick, right? Because the body is asking us to rest. But when we are grieving, especially during this time when things may be coming up. Maybe we dealt with some karmic cleanup when Jupiter was in Purnavasu earlier, in the sign of Cancer, earlier for these last 10 months when he was in Jupiter, that now we're like, oh, well, like I'm actually processing all of what is going on, all of what Jupiter was asking me to make these changes and do. And so to feel nourished in all ways, as Pushya is connected to the nurturer, the nourisher, is connected to feeling a mother's love, feeling safe and protected. Our allergies, if you have allergies, those can get activated, but also this grief could get activated if you haven't worked through it. What if maybe it's new, maybe it's old. Either way, it's going to get activated if you haven't removed it or released it. And then because this nakshatra also is connected to agriculture and nature. And there is a little bit of a Taurus, Cancer, Moon, Venus connection here. And Jupiter is expanding it. It's going to activate, it could potentially activate allergies. If you view allergies as, oh, I'm allergic to something, or oh, I'm getting sick from something, where in Chinese medicine, sometimes that can get, they don't necessarily view you as being allergic to something. They view potentially one of your organ systems being out of balance, being out of alignment. And so that organ system has been overwhelmed, maybe with an emotion or a food or, a thought, like certain things in the nervous system, depending on which body is like really out of balance, right? And so this is when we get an allergy, it's letting us know, hey, I have dis-ease. I am not feeling in alignment. But it's also alerting us that change, maybe there's resistance, that change needs to happen. And with when we cough, like with this bronchitis energy that is coming up when we cough, Jupiter is sitting there and amplifying that. And he is saying, hey, I'm actually trying to help you. I'm trying to get this up from your system so that you can feel better, so you can move through life feeling better. So, because of that, that was like a really long preamble, but I felt like that was important to make a note of and really bring awareness to. But because this is happening, I've been fixated on allergies, and this is something where, again, I don't have like any product placements with these. You could, you know, work with the ones that are right for you. But for a while, again, if you come in for a session, I'm probably have told you all of these things or most of these things, because I'm working with them all the time, constantly. But I don't know. I was finally like, I'm finally going to shoot this video because we need it with this Jupiter amplifying this energy and me needing to share. So, without further ado, let's go through some remedies that are going to really help you, that are not only preventative, some are preventative, but some are also like really helpful when you're in the moment. So, one thing that I do all the time, and I really recommend people doing it, and again, I'm a healer. I'm an energy worker, so but I'm not a doctor. So these are things that if you're really not sure about, talk to your doctor about them or someone that you value and do your research because you know your body. I'm just giving you wisdom and guidance, but you know what is best for you. So, but these, I have been working with these. Some of these I've been working with for over 10 years, and other ones I've been working with, I don't know, at least 5 or 6 years. And honestly, I've seen a drastic improvement. So, one way where we can help combat emotions in the body is, and I forgot to bring it, but is a tongue scraper. And so, if we have a layer on our tongue that can be seen in Ayurveda as undigested emotions or undigested thoughts or food that was not digested properly. And so, taking that layer off. I like to do it in the morning, before I brush my teeth. Like typically it's like the thing I do first when I wake up. And then if there's a little bit of a lag before waking up and brushing my teeth, I'll do it twice in the morning. And then in the evening, I do it right before I go to bed, right before I brush my teeth. And so again, that is one way where we're clearing out the emotional body, especially with Jupiter being in the sign of emotions, being the sign of the emotional body. The moon is connected to the emotional body. So tongue scraping is something that I highly recommend. It's so helpful. There's so many different amazing brands that you can use. Then you can also, because Jupiter is connected to the nose. He is connected. He is actually seen as the known, but the nose. And then in certain of these nakshatras, they're also connected to the nose, so it's amplified that energy. But he is also connected, you know, that saying, the nose knows. So he is also connected to the breath in our body, the breathing in, breathing out, the space element, expansion, ether element. So, another thing that I like to do as part of my daily routine is the tongue scraping, and then is doing a neti pot. So you can neti pot, and that's going to help move energy, move fluid, move things that are stuck in the tissues that would then be activated and could turn into bronchitis, right? That bronchitis allergy energy that I was talking about. So doing a neti pot is something that could be really helpful for you during this time, or something, or it could be a remedy that you just start doing. Something else that is recommended in Ayurveda is something called oil pulling. And depending on your constitution, so if you're someone that runs hotter, runs more pitta, more fire energy, um, even maybe has more kapha energy, so you know they don't get cold as much. They're typically more comfortable, maybe rounder in shape, kind of that kapha I like to think about similar to an elephant, like sluggish, move slower, very kind. So you might want to use coconut oil as the oil that you use for oil pulling, or if you're someone like me who deals with a lot of vata imbalances or has vata energy where they easily get cold. You can imagine them like a butterfly moving from one thing to another. Then you might want to use sesame oil, and that might be more nourishing for you to calm the vata because vata, or the air and ether element, vata is the element that is not only the easiest to get out of balance, it is also the easiest to bring imbalance into the other doshas or the other constitutions. So, just depending on your constitution, or maybe, coconut is not good for you because it makes you really cold, or it makes you, you have an intolerance, or it doesn't agree with your system as much. Maybe you want to lean to sesame. Look at another oil, but essentially, I just get basically a tablespoon and I put it in my mouth, and you're just swishing it around in your mouth, and you're doing oil pulling. And what that is doing, and I like to do it for, you can, if you're new, I would maybe say start and do like 3 to 5 minutes, and then maybe work up to 10 to 20 minutes. And so, depending on my day and how much time I have, I just take a little bit of sesame oil and I swish that around, and it is pulling out emotion. It is pulling out the imbalances in the body, and it's helping to bring alignment. It's bringing out stuff stuck in the tissues or the dhatus that are so that we don't even realize they're there. It could be residual energy, residual. And so we're pulling that out when we do the oil pulling and we're squishing it around. We're pulling it out, that ama or the toxins in our system that are no longer serving that. So you then would swish it around for, 5 to 10 minutes if you're new, 10 to 20 minutes if, you've built up to that, and you just literally spit it out, and it's like that tongue scraping. So literally my routine is tongue scrape, oil pull, then do the neti pot. And then after I do the neti pot, I love colloidal silver. It is something like I carry around. I have it in my car. I have it in my purse. When we're on the airplane, a lot of times my family knows I've got colloidal silver on me. I'm like, who is having a moment and needs to get their air purified, right? So really simple. You just put it in a bottle. You can get a big thing, and I just put it in a spray bottle like this, or you can get other brands that Sovereign Silver is really good. There's other brands too, but you can find which one works for you. And what I'll do, okay, so my routine literally, and I love to use colloidal silver like as a spray. So I'll use it a lot of times, like if I need to break up energy, after doing energy work, or just in a space that I'm in around the house or my office. But so I'll do my routine of um, the oil pulling, sorry, the tongue scrape, the oil pulling, and then I will do the neti pot. And after I do the neti pot, I will use my colloidal silver, and I will use it in my nose, and I will use it in my ears, because that is how allergens, pollens, things in the air come. We get it in our nose and our ears and even in our mouth. So you could spray, but I'll literally spray like 2 sprays each in my nose and in my ears. And after I wash my face, or you could even wake up and do it, it just depends on kind of like how my day is. I will literally use colloidal silver, and I will just spray my face. You could also spray it in your mouth, but again, like don't go like crazy with it. Again, look at the benefits, look at like how you use it. But it is also great to use in the eyes if your eyes are bothering you. Again, with the allergies, the pollens, it's really good if you have an itch, if you have a rash, if you have a bug bite. It is my version. If you have seen my big fat Greek wedding, it is my version of the father character who is like all about the Windex. Like that is how I use colloidal silver because I love it so much and it is so helpful for me. So we're literally using the colloidal silver and that has helped moving things. And then we're gonna come back with what is called Nasia oil. Or this is a dry nose oil blend that I really like. And you just take your pinky finger and you just put a little of that oil on and into the nostrils and into the ears. And what is happening is creating a barrier. Like literally, that oil is creating a barrier. So if anything is coming through, like the pollens, all of that, it's getting locked in. It's getting like kind of stuck at the front of your nose and of your ears, but it's not going in any further. Like the oil is protecting it and creating that barrier so it doesn't fall in. It's not going into these other areas that would then create the bronchitis, right? That create these coughs, these very like lung associated things that are going on when Jupiter is transiting. But honestly, I do these remedies like all year. I'm doing this every day. Sometimes I do it more times during the day. Like if I notice, oh, like it's really hot out, we're in the summer and it's hot and my ear oil went away. Okay, I want to make sure and lubricate that and keeping the tissues like keeping that moved, right? Keeping that movement. So those are just a few remedies that you could do. That is part of my morning routine. The other thing that will help, and this is a brand that I love, is called Fluorescence. And this is a great brand. And doing a gentle cleanse is another way that you can actually move energy through the system and doing cleanses, like doing celery juice, is going to help move things. That specific blend, the herbs that they have, is actually helpful and connected with the lungs, and it helps move energies in the lungs. But again, we're talking about Jupiter transiting through this area of the zodiac that is connected to the heart space, but is also connected to the lungs. So if you are feeling like, okay, the chest area, I'm have a cough, I'm not feeling good, then let's work with some essential oils. Our skin is another great way to help and it absorbs, right? So the skin is also connected to the middle element, that element where we hold grief, that lungs, large intestine, and the skin. So this is another great way where we can penetrate the system and help move energy. So, like, you could work with peppermint oil, you could work with rosemary essential oils, you could work with oregano. Just like be careful with that. Again, like you put these on and then please wash your hands afterwards because can tell you from experience, I've gotten a little excited about things. I've gone off with my day and I'm like, you touch your eye and then all of a sudden your eye is burning. So I don't want you to have that. But you could also put this not only on the chest, you could smell it. It's going to open up the nasal passages, the different pathways, but also another great place. So under the tongue is a really quick absorption point. The armpit is a quick absorption point, but then also the soles of the feet, the bottom of the foot is another. The feet are like mega absorption points. And we talk about having the whole body, like in reflexology, we talk about having the whole body on the foot, just like we talk about the ear being connected to the fetus, and like the whole body as well. So, like, there's so many meridians and so many pressure points in the ear and the feet. And so, again, you could put things around. I've done it before where I've put peppermint or rosemary or oregano around here. I've also put it like down here because there's so much with this nose, mouth, ear connection that has to do with the lungs. And it's also because we have meridians going down from here, going down that are connected to the lungs. But again, putting these essential oils at the soles of your feet is going to be super helpful. Um, The other thing, this is, I can thank my Ayurvedic practitioner for telling me this 10 years ago when I used to have a really bad allergies, or I would just, go out in nature, have an amazing experience, and then, oh my gosh, there was like a lot out there, right? Another remedy that you could do that has to do with the soles of the feet, and this is something that I'll do if I'm feeling a little under the weather, or I just, I feel like I'm about to be under the weather and I kind of want to combat that a little bit more, is taking garlic cloves. So what I will do is I will take a garlic clove, I will smash it, and then I will put on those essential oils like I talked about, the rosemary, the peppermint, the oregano. I like to do that blend a lot on the feet, especially. You could do, some other like chamomile is nice. You could put herbs on there. You could do like a herbal bath and soak your feet. But anyways, I will do all of that, and then I will take a garlic clove and I will smash a garlic clove with my hand, and then I will take a Band-Aid, or you could wrap it, and I will literally put this garlic clove on the sole of my feet. So imagine this being like my foot. I'll put it on the sole of the feet, and then I will take a sock. I will say, and then I'll go to bed. Or if you're just like gonna be home, like if you have a cold, this is great because garlic is antimicrobial, antibiotic, antifungal, and literally costs like not a lot of money. It's what, like a few dollars or something, depending on how much a garlic bulb is. But and recommended to get organic, but it's okay if you don't. But literally putting that on there, and I will do that before I go to bed. Like that's the last thing I do, and then I will go to bed. I will say I typically do like to put a towel, like I'll put a sock on over it, but I do like to put a towel on the bed so I don't have to change the sheets immediately. And depending on how you look at things, you do kind of come across as a little bit of an Italian restaurant. But literally, the garlic, it's doing its thing, and that will typically zap a lot of things that are going on in your system. Sometimes you only have to do it once, and you're good to go for a really long time. If you're really under the weather, you might need to do that on consecutive days, or yeah, if you're not feeling good or you're working from home, you could do it during the day. You don't have to do it at night. But, just have it on for like 4 to 6 hours for consecutive, more than I would say at least 30 minutes to really get some benefits than just having it there, because again, your body is absorbing the garlic oil. And garlic oil, actually, garlic mullein oil is actually another great remedy that you can put in your ears as well. When I would have major ear issues, that was something that I used as well to help. So it just has all these benefits that will help you. And it is something that will help with the cough again, because with our foot being so connected to all areas of our body, it is helping in that way. I think I also had a friend that put garlic cloves in her ear when she wasn't feeling good. But so that is a fantastic remedy to help combat and help so you don't get bronchitis or you don't have the bronchial stuff going on. And then finally, tea is going to be your friend. Nettle tea is amazing for allergies. It's so connected to the liver and helping to clear and filter. Peppermint tea is another good one. Maybe you want to be cooking with garlic or rosemary. That's really going to help as well. Eucalyptus, just make sure you don't have like a eucalyptus allergy or anything, or an allergy to any of these things. But mint is going to be very cooling, very helpful. It's going to help detox the body, help pull out the toxins that aren't serving you. Lemon balm is actually really good because it is also connected to the mint family as well. So spearmint is also a good one. But lemon balm, and that is something that is super helpful for the heart space. It's helpful to opening the heart with Jupiter being in the sign of Cancer. Trying to think if there were any other teas I wanted to bring up. I think that's really it. Those are like my favorite remedies. And like I said, if you are, deal with allergies, not sure what to do, and you feel like maybe the remedies that you were doing before weren't really cutting it, and if I've seen you in session, I probably brought up some of these things, and it's really therapeutic. A lot of these things you can do on a daily basis. And the other thing is with some of the smells, the essential oils, that's actually going to help move not only the mental energy, but it's going to help move emotions. It's like working with the sensories helps move energy, helps move emotions, helps us focus our intention and energy in other places and ways. And so when we do that, we can actually make a really positive and supportive and comfortable space for healing. So, this was just a little bit about some remedies that I work with to help me sustain a healthy lifestyle, help me feel good, but I also am hopeful that it will help you in your time of need or you start incorporating them so um, you don't have as many coughing, bronchitis, bronchial issues, chest issues during this time with Jupiter transiting through Cancer, transiting especially through Pushya. So I look forward to seeing you either in the next video or in session. And honestly, this is a great video to bookmark. It's great any time of year. So I will see you and good luck during this time.